Yo, let's learn how to triple edit. First off, I am not a pro, but I can triple edit pretty well. If you already can triple edit, then this video won't be too helpful for you. However, if you struggle with triple edits or are trying to learn them, then this is the perfect place to start. I used to struggle greatly with triple edits, and I simply just did not know the most effective way to do it. So today, I'll be showing you how to build up to a triple edit, the settings you need to have, and the proper crosshair placement. Alright, so the first thing we're going to go over today is what settings do we need to have on to properly triple edit. So one of the things that is going to help you is to have, we're going to go to the second tab, and we're going to start off with this disable pre-edit option, and we're going to have it on. Now what that's going to help us with is when we start to triple edit, whenever I triple edit right here, you can see I don't have it placed, it won't let me edit it. But if I have it on, just turn it on. But now that you see how I haven't placed the wall yet, it will let me edit it. And the reason this is helpful is when we're working on the timing that we need to have. And that's one of the most important pieces of it. So I'm going to turn it back on. And so now I can't edit until I've placed. Now I can edit. So that's the first thing we need to, and later on in the video I'll show you why that's important. But let's start off with having disable pre-edit option on. Secondly, if we ever want to triple edit the right way, we got to be able to double edit correctly. And what I mean by that, I know a lot of people can double edit, but they're not doing it in the way you need to be able to triple edit. And that's going to be your fundamental, your stepping stone to be able to triple edit, is having double edits down to a T that you can do it in your sleep. But what do I mean by the correct way to do it? Well, that means on your crosshair placement. If your goal is going to be to triple edit, I don't want you even double editing down here. I don't want you ever practicing that, because that's not going to help you in that aspect. Sometimes in the game you might have to do that, but if you're ever in creative, I want you looking way up here. Okay, this is the area you want to be able to double editing from, and that doesn't matter what side. Whenever I'm on this side, I'm way up here. Okay, I'm not down here. I can do it that way, but that's not going to help me when I'm trying to triple edit. So as you're in creative and you're practicing, don't be looking down here right above the ramp. You want to be looking higher up. Okay, you're looking way up here, and this is how you're practicing in creative now. You're doing this, and you're working on that correct crosshair placement, where you can do that every time. Alright, now you know how to do a double edit. You know the correct way to do a double edit with the correct crosshair placements. Now we need to know how to practice it, so we know that we're ready for a triple edit. So I broke it into 3 parts. My first part was just a simple ramp into a double edit. Okay, nothing too fancy, just ramp into a double edit where I can get this down. I like to switch side to side. That's not something you have to do, but that helps me, is switching side to side and making sure I got the correct crosshair placement, that I got it higher than I want. And that's kind of level 1. Once you can get that down, then we're ready to move on to level 2. And let me get back down there. Alright, so level 2 and 3 are really similar, but they are pretty difficult. So this one, you're trying to do a double edit on every single ramp. So you do that, you go double edit, and then you do it again, double edit. And whenever you go full speed, you gotta be able to do it full speed, okay? So you're going like this every single time with the correct crosshair placement, up high, okay? Alright, so level 3 is basically the same thing, but now we're switching in between each one. Now, it is really difficult, especially for me, that I have my edit bind, the same thing as my move right bind. So it's really difficult, but that's why I had to practice this a lot. And so once you're down, you do this, okay? You got your ramp, then you go to the other side. The same placement, you're going side to side, okay? You can see right there, I even kind of messed up with my movement. Sometimes you'll do that where you'll accidentally put a gun down, but that's okay. You go side to side. You want to be able to get this down, where you can do this consistently, where you feel like if you're in a game, you could hit this, okay? I know it's tough, but that's once you can get that down and you feel comfortable doing that, then we're ready to get into triple edits. Alright, finally, we're at the fun part. So we've done all the hard stuff. We've done the hardest part of a triple edit. At this point, you got double edits down to a T. That this should be smooth sailing for the last part. So let's go into what the triple edit's finally going to look like. So we have our crosshair placement up here, right? And that's because we can place our wall right here. You see how far away I am? And I can place the wall. But if I'm looking down here, look how far it takes me. I have to take 4 or 5 little steps up to get where I can place the wall. So that's why it's important to learn double edits from this higher angle, because that means you can start your triple edits from way up here. See that? So once you got this down, now you're just working on the timing aspect of it. And that's why we have that disable pre-edit option on. Because if you have it off, then what you're going to end up doing is you're just going to be pre-editing your wall, and you're never going to know, like, you're going to start your edit before you've placed it, and you're never going to know what you did wrong. You might know afterwards, but it's all about getting the feel for it. So why I like, when I'm practicing triple edits, to have this setting turned on is I can't start my edit here. So if I end up starting it too late, I'm going to end up like this. And that means that I started my edit before I placed my wall. And so that's the feedback. Whenever you're doing triple edits, you need feedback to know what you did wrong. You can't just blindly do triple edits or you're never going to improve at it. So now I know if I mess up like this, that means that I didn't place my wall soon enough. Okay? The next part is looking at the edit. Okay? So when you're trying to do this edit, you see this far left square, you're trying to be in this bottom right of it, hit this top right, and then hit this bottom, or the top left of this square. So it looks like that. And a lot of times, my biggest mistake that I make now is I confirm my edit right here, where I don't get all the way to this one, and I make all these doors. So you'll see that happen a lot. Sometimes I cut the corner too tight, and it looks like that. And that's just the, you know, as you do it more, you'll learn to kind of progress through that where you don't make these mistakes. But whenever I'm doing a triple edit, I'm not even looking at my double edit anymore. I'm looking at this wall, at this edit, and I'm just trying to hit these three. I'm just worried about the tiles I'm selecting because that's the hardest part, in my opinion. After you practice the double edits and all that stuff, your sole goal is just to look at this. Look at your tiles you're selecting, make sure you confirm at the right moment, and then you can keep going into them. And at this point, it's just practice. It's really that easy that now you know the right way. And I don't do a lot of these tutorial videos. Just I just know that in my past that I've struggled with this aspect. Is that I felt like I could do edit fast and all that stuff, but I was doing it the wrong way. I could never get at the same level of the higher tiered players because I was doing it incorrectly. And I don't want that to be the same case for y'all. You know, I want y'all to know the correct way to do things and why we do things that way too. So just like any other video, I'm going to hide the V-Bucks gift card in here. If you're the first one to find it, it's all yours. I'll try to do a little more of these as things come to my mind. The things that I've struggled with in the past that really aren't that hard. It's just that, you know, you just got to know you don't know the things until you know them. So that's just the reality of it. But either way, I hope this helped you. If it helped you, let me know, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.